Hello again and welcome to the program. I am Suren. The subject we have chosen in continuation with what we have considered in our last episode might be not too comfortable with some people. However, you will find it very beneficial at the end. To start with, as you may realize, that fear holds you tight, not allowing you to let go, whereas love lets you go. It gives everything needed and demands nothing in return. Love lets you, all of us, stand free. Now imagine that you are living in a world, a different world, mind you, where only love exists. Now, imagine it is a civilization on that different planet, where there are no cities anymore, and no one is worried about his or her neighbors. And there is no such thing as crime, but only fun, sharing things with each other. And it is completely lost in our world. And now imagine that an outlandish visitor from another world, after arriving in his own craft, tells you, you see, in our world, we are all busy, and yet never overprotective for our possessions and positions. And that is what the human world has lost, as with its natural instincts for love, compassion, thoughtfulness, and consideration. You don't consider any responsibility towards each other at all. Whereas in other worlds, which are highly evolved and civilized, things are completely different. Let us consider that ours is the principal reason of such advancement. That is being responsible towards each other. There is no such thing as ownership of anything, as everything on that planet is shared as a community. So, what is the number one priority? Just think about it. It is indeed to take care and look for each other's comfort, and everything else comes later. Nobody possesses anything, as the priority is to look after one another. Every man, woman, and child, every form of life, and we use the terms as considered as the top priority all material things, such as food, housing, and being happy, is a natural way of life. We have optimized every possible way to live, say in smaller dwellings, as we would prefer to live mostly outdoors, communing with our children, relatives, parents, and nature without any fear or harm which could be applied for every one of them. With us, every area of life is united peacefully and in harmony, and there is no such thing as hurt or harm to anyone or anything. Any of the life forms and all creatures only experience one thing: love and acceptance and harmonious coexistence with us. Just imagine. One hopes that this beautiful planet Earth will reach this stage of enlightenment by living and having a happier existence, peaceful existence, so that no one is hurt or harmed. However, one asks, how can one make any changes to human life? I know you have been told so many things, good things. Imagine a world where all elders, mothers and grandfathers, because they lived the longest, gaining more wisdom and understanding of things, recognize the responsibility for looking after and bringing up the children and educating the children. They are completely involved and loving it. Imagine that children's growth is being monitored. These wise ones do know the likes and dislikes of each child and how they are to accept training. In other words, and terms, discovering the children's hidden talents and abilities, discovering new things each child loves and wishes to do. Remember, each child is different, and those differences are based on, yes, their abilities. It is therefore truly noted and acted upon. Elders form a council that discuss the child's talents and how best to approach them with encouragement for bringing that ability to the surface. They certainly begin with the latest technologies and know-hows, the science, and the council discusses the children's talent and the best approach as the encouragement for bringing that ability to the open. Each child loves whatever he or she chooses to do the most, and will be trained over time into academic excellence. Later, after the training, they will be given the choice and an opportunity for using those skills. And they will be doing whatever they like the most. Remember, on other planetary systems, there is no need for materialism, and everything is always justified. No jealousies and no greed exist, and greed has disappeared. Just imagine all forms of life in any given planet created from one source. We must understand that although it is currently in our imaginations right now, those advanced civilizations would only be connected into the wonders beyond words as a part of everything that is. And this connectedness is linked to the physical plane only, as it is on the planet Earth. This is not a fiction. Believe me. And remember, there is no code of practice. What we do to others, we actually do it to ourselves. That is a part of living anywhere in the universe. There can be no awareness or any other practice for living other than kindness, giving love, about compassion and forgiveness. Assisting your children is a work in progress. Peace and a peaceful planet is then created. When you consider we are but only one, because there is only one building block in the whole of the universe, visible and invisible to you, the physical world and the unseen world. This building block can be no other than the energy, and this energy can never be destroyed or eliminated, and always controlled and directed by your mind, our mind. Thoughts control this energy by changing its frequency and isolation of that energy to create all that is through thoughts. And that exists only by self-sovereignty, where we decide where the perfected skills are based to be channeled. If one skill does not work, an other is always chosen. There is a need for an organization to assist and sort individual skills by directing them to other groups. If your challenge is in painting and creating fine art, and you will find out all about it, you will be channeled into that stream of influence, restoring by maintaining. If your challenge is in realms of something else, you will be channeled into that stream. Everything is united in oneness. One can hear, touch, taste, or smell as based upon knowledge. Seeing makes believing. Now, imagine the preservation of things. Every piece of things reduced to your purpose and is made available to be given away to the community. Then, of course, the question arises, where is the need for money anymore? Imagine that everything is satisfyingly created and everyone participating enjoys that creation and giving away. Imagine you had many achievements. Do you have enjoyment of giving them to others? The rewards and motivations are those humanity could do well without any money in the world. But greed controls everything. Am I right? Alas, money is still put before people in many ways on earth. Greed stands alone. The motive for profit is more often put before the welfare of humans, no matter what age group. Some people are put on the scrap heap so that some others can make profit. And it takes time. What then really is planet Earth's involution, as it can be a realization? Question mark. Also, what is the eventual evolution of all living planets? Ask that question and think about it. Are there any plans for Earth? Humanity needs to stop using all the harmful and destructive behaviors, harmful actions, and settling all issues by violence and war efforts. Humanity needs to know that violence has never worked. Only love works. Love everything and everyone. So, what is the future in the foreseeable times for the planet Earth and the civilization Earthmen have created? It is a time off in advance to the realization where there is no money needed and where exists no wars, no conflicts, no nuclear disasters, no violence, and no antisocial behaviors, with a complete freedom. Remember also what we were saying earlier? It is strongly emphasized now that everyone needs completely to look after each other, and the principles that are currently imagined but are applied in other worlds. This has to be the first consideration. Everyone must be well fed, housed, and cared for. Happiness can only be the byproduct of love and care. Share the sharing, compassion, and companionship. Being truly, really happy, as in other worlds, planets. Complete freedom is applied. That is the only choice. There is not any hurt or harm to each other for any life waiting in our environment of an ecological nature of the planet Earth. We all need to be loving beings, living a life unrestricted, with freedom of choice. We are all interrelated with each other, and all of life is linked together as we come from the one source. There is no separation. What we do to others, we do to ourselves. What we give to another, we give to ourselves. It needs to be taken very seriously now as a real, proper civilization. This is proven on other worlds, and I'm certain that they are on their planet acting out life as one large family, a family unit. No purpose or point or any reason, none to insider other than this. No separation whatsoever. There is only one nation living within the energy field or source, which you may call God if you like, and which indeed is the unconditional love of everyone and everything on this planet, as it is in the universe. We need to be also of the information now through the code of practice that we implement and live by day to day. We were told, if you want happiness, then be happy. Choose it in your minds first, think about it, and you have created it in your entire body. It is each individual's right to control it by themselves. Just choose what you want to do or what you want to be. Everyone is different, with different thoughts, different wants. different beliefs, different talents. To be truly happy, you need to go deep within and choose the things you really want to do, as you like to do, not what others want or would you like to do for. We are all different in our desires and wishes. Choosing whatever we want to put ourselves in, and the desire itself can put us in a very difficult situation. Depends on what we want. Maybe even an unhappy situation. In different words, as we came to understand that the population in general is extremely honest in those other worlds. It should be the nature of things on planet Earth. One should never consider lying, for example. All our worlds have to be truthful in so doing. Whatever works best is the way to go. We currently are in a total mess in our world, and very primitive indeed. In fact, the human's actions and behavior guides the principle in any given condition, which go for very little. Ask a question. What would love do now? Life is beautiful. Who doesn't agree? Every single human being is an individual spirit. And the spirit is energy. And this energy can never be eliminated. And in other words, you are forever. Therefore, your duty and living is through the experiences to become enlightened and showing others how to be enlightened. Humans need to evolve from hurting each other or harming them and their own kind. And that is the evolution of the planet. Let us be very observant, and then the human intuition and the ingenuity will become the creative source of energy when planning, yes, the construction in everything to make life fun in this one planet in which humanity dwells. Humans indeed have created and evolved into a world where everything you do needs to be fun. This needs to be shown to the planet Earth. How to become that? By implementing this advancement. Humanity needs now to live in complete joy. That is what they need to do for a living. Not to get paid for it, but it has become a matter of desire and a goal in life. and you should love it. That is what happens in different civilizations throughout the universe. It is your turn now to turn your world into this wondersome stage. The expected paradise, if you like. According to many others who had experiences, as well as my own experiences, in communicating with those who are not at all from the known realms, and which I know and believe that everyone in those other civilizations and planets, if you like, completely honest people. It seems to be the only way they can be. They do not tell lies to each other and speak only truthfully. After all, especially those who are inclined to be religious. And we know that what those prophets have already spoken to them, and only the truth, but they have altered everything to their own ends throughout the centuries. Remember those prophets, including Jesus, the Christ, who too was from elsewhere. For sure, spoke to you the truth. As we can see, that the world we are living in now is in a total mess and remains still pretty primitive. You may not agree. Question: what would you love to do now? Life is beautiful. Every one of humans can see it. You are living forever. You need to understand this and to evolve. This needs to be what needs to be worked out and comprehended. That you evolve from not wanting to hurt anybody and no harm to anything. That is called the true evolution. That is love. Remember, love is all. Love is that God, knowing all this is a latent in the absolute sense. When you learn this truth, then your world will become a world of peace. That is the evolution of a planet we expect. You are listening to the words streaming out of my mouth, and you are listening to the words I have been inspired to speak. Use your imagination, and that is not something intangible. And then your intuition and your creativity will become the source of energy when planning anything, be it a sporting event or space tourism. It does not matter. Humanity have got an utter freedom as individuals to be able to do anything they desire. They can create. Now, do everything you do as fun. Do you know of the elders from elsewhere and partially on your planet, attempting always to promote peace and supporting efforts to alleviate human problems? The armed conflicts, the extreme poverty, the injustices and intolerance, they attempt to influence, encouraging the young generations. They have the ability to confront the aftermath of the situations. They are the elders who are independent, completely, group of men and women. And they are all together to help address the situation because of the need to end the human suffering and conflicts and promote the shared interests of humanity. We'll speak some more as we continue within our next episode. Thank you for watching and listening. Keep smiling and be happy until we meet again. Thank you.